got a letter from Global saying they were collecting on a Velocity debt, and the last payment was in 2007. So basically, this comes down to a statute of limitation issue. And then we'll talk about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Velocity in Alabama typically is collecting on old car loans, 4-year statute of limitation. So if the date of last payment's in 2007, they should have sued us by 2011. So they are way late on that. Now, sometimes Velocity collects on, it might be an old credit card debt. The best case for Velocity is they have 6 years to do that. Well, 2007, 6 years, 2013, here we are in 2017, they got a problem. So they can't sue us, but what they may be trying to do is to get us to make even the smallest payment. They'll say on the phone, can't you pay us $5, $20? Well, once you do that, whether right or wrong, boom, they'll argue they restarted the statute of limitation. And now they have another 4 years or 6 years to sue you. So you have to be very, very careful about that. So another part of the question is, or at least implied in the question is this legal for them to do this on a debt that's like 10 years old? Is it legal? Well, I'll say this. It may technically be possible if they are incredibly careful to sort of navigate their way through the minefield to collect on a debt that's too old to credit report, too old to sue on, but it's very, very rare. So if they ask for a payment, they really need to be telling us in the letter, by the way, if you make a payment, we may then sue you because we may take the position, boom, you restart statute of limitation. Well, you can imagine they don't tell you that. So now they're being deceptive because they're presenting this, hey, you owe this and you need to pay us, but they're not telling you that you're about to make this terrible mistake legally if you do this. And certainly if they imply or they say something like, we may credit report, we may sue you. No, there's no may about credit reporting. There's no may about suing. They absolutely cannot sue you for this. They cannot credit report on this. It's way too old. So I'll say this. If you're getting a collection letter from something that's more than 6, more than 7 years old, then it is, I won't say 100%, but it's like 98% likely that they have violated the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and you can sue on that. Now, if you made a recent payment, within that 4 years or 6 years, that's a different story. But if you've made no payment, and we're talking about something that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, then they've got a real problem collecting on that. They have to be incredibly careful. Now, some of the companies, they'll put on the letter, this is too old to credit report. Credit report's about 7 years. This is too old to sue. Okay, if they do that, now maybe they've navigated that. But again, I think they have to tell you, and by the way, if you make a payment, then we're going to be entitled to sue you. And they typically won't do that. So if you get an old collection letter, let us take a look at that if you're in Alabama, 205-879-2447. Just be very, very careful about any type of collection on these really, really old debts because it's probably illegal what they're doing, and they may be trying to trick you into, like I said, you pay $5, $20, and then they come back and sue you.